We're looking well. We're looking well. I think that the steps that we've taken since 4 weeks ago, I think we've made lots of strides. We still have lots of strides to go, but I think we're doing well.
So Coach has talked a little bit about how this year defense is more of a focus than it was last year. So what does that look like for you guys, and what has that focus been, and how's that going? Because that's been a little bit of adjustment for some of the younger players.
We're doing a lot of things that we did my freshman year, and I think we're really good my freshman year. Just getting back to the basics and doing all the fundamentals right and closing our traps for our ball screens. And I think that I see a lot of that stuff coming back. So I think that we're going to be really successful.
And how are your youngsters adjusting to that, your freshmen? Are they doing well?
They're doing well. I'm really excited for them and for them to get out there and play in front of this great Big Blue Nation that we have. So I think that, like I said, there's a lot of learning to do, freshman year. But once they get that, they're going to be great. They have all the athletic abilities.
Your post, you have some depth in your posts finally that you haven't had maybe in the past, but they're young. So how have they come along, and how, as a group, how are they adjusting? Because they look pretty good at Big Blue Madness, even though you didn't play very long.
Yeah, we have a great post coach. I think that he's doing great with them, and he's getting them in here early and making sure they're doing what they need to do. So, and I think that's where it starts, and it's just trickled all the way down. We even have people like Azia Bishop stepping up. I mean, who would have thought? No, I'm just playing, but she's doing great, and she's been a great leader to these posts. So.
That's great. Well, and so speaking of coaches, then you have a whole new coaching staff. So how's that going, and how are they adjusting and fitting in with you guys?
Doing really good. We love them. We'll go over to Coach Bush's house, and he actually has to tell us to leave to go home. So I think that, that speaks a lot, and we're just really close with them. So that's good.
That's awesome.
Thanks.
You talked about playing the way you all played your freshman year. That's not easy. Very demanding, as you all know.
No, it's
This group this year, how good is it that the veterans are in the backcourt so you guys can help the new ones understand the sacrifice?
exactly. It's tough. It's definitely easier said than done. But I mean, if we want to be our best, then that's what we're gonna have to do.
You talk about getting over the hump for this team because you've had success over the last 4 years, but you got to get over that hump, win that SEC championship, get to that Final Four. What's it going to take for this team to be able to do that?
Our best. That's it. Not simple, but definitely something that we have to focus on. That's something that it's a day-by-day, everyday attitude that we have to take into practice. So just making sure that we're doing what we need to do, and I think it'll just speak for itself.
Coach had mentioned that he felt like with you more than ever, you are so hungry this year, and you are so focused this year. Do you see that about yourself as well too? And if so, the driving force behind that obviously is winning. But tell me about that for you.
I mean, yeah. I mean, this is my last go around. I want to make it memorable. This is my last media day, so I'm not doing everything right, but I'm playing as hard as I can and doing everything that I need to do to put our team in a position to win. So I think that'll carry on, and I don't have to be perfect, but I will do things right.
And is this team equipped to handle that?
I think everyone is. Everyone's very agile, especially the post players. Everyone can move quickly, so I think it's really well, and I think it's going to work great for the season.
Speaking of those post players, there's some youngsters in there, so you're the only veteran in that group. So talk a little bit about those freshmen and how they're coming along.
I think the freshmen are coming on really well. They're adjusting well. I mean, if they ask questions, they will. They're coachable. They show great attitude, so I think the freshmen are doing really well.
So does that really bring you into a real leadership role this year as you're kind of coaching them up too?
Yeah, Coach Amadou has put a little pressure on me, saying, I have to be the leader for the post group. So it's something different, but it's something I'm willing to adjust and something I'm glad I'm doing.
Good on you. So you have a whole new coaching staff. Just talk about your assistant coaches and how they're fitting in and adjusting.
I think they're fitting in really well, especially Coach Amadou, since he's my position coach. I really got a bond with him. Coach Meek is great, Coach Steph is great, and I think if they stay together these 4 years, the program will be really well.
So you guys have obviously had some great success over the last 4 years, since you've been here. So what's it going to take to get over that hump? You got to get to that Sweet 16, you get to that Elite 8, but you really want to get to that Final Four. So what's it take to get over the hump?
I think it's just mental toughness. We've been to Elite 8 twice, been to Sweet 16, and I think that I'm not going to necessarily say we settled for that, but I would think we were just always mentally tough, and we knew what was at stake. So I think if we just push through and just dive for balls when you need to and get that extra rebound and finish layups, I think we can get over that hump.